Good morning and welcome into the sanctuary, my dear ones. Here we are in this first Sunday of August, and we have a new wonderful international a global theme. And the theme for this month of August is to recognize and realize what our true essence is in the form of beauty, nature, art, and aesthetics. Beauty, nature, art, and aesthetics. And when you first look at that, you wonder, okay, all right already, and you see all of that out there. But no, the calling is to understand yourself and every other self and everything as beauty, as nature, as art, and as an aesthetic. That's what we're called to do this month, so I'm sure we're going to have great fun with that. To see ourselves as the beauty of grace, to see ourselves as nature at its best, to see ourselves as an original work of art, and to see the aestheticism in all of that, and to appreciate it, and to value it, and to honor it in ourselves and in each other, and to think of ourselves then accordingly. And so that is the embracing theme for this month, and our topic for today is the reminder that what we believe is, we believe in the eternal loving kindness of life, in life, of spirit. We believe in eternal loving kindness. So again, we have to see all of that, the beauty, the nature of ourselves, and the art form that we are, and that aesthetic, in the guise of loving kindness. No pressure. That's the beauty and the grace of what we're called to today. And it's a wonderful, wonderful challenge. And I know we're all up for it and we're all in for it. That's what I'm knowing. So the good Dr. Ernest Holmes, who's the founder, of course, of the Science of Mind and Spirit, and this wonderful New Thought organization of ours, calls us to remember that what we focus on increases, it multiplies, it's empowered. So he says, consequently, let us focus on each day, extending ourselves in a way that we extend a kindness, and we forgive an error, and we are willing to discover something beautiful. So it's about kindness, forgiveness, and the beauty of life that he's talking about, that we are charged with this week. He says we're all a choice to do this. And he says that we've got to come to the point where we get into the practice, automatic practice of loving kindness and forgiveness, and open to the beauty of all that life is. And he says, in that pulsating energy of love, then and only then do we get the truth of our being and what life is all about, and in particular, what your life is about, what my life is about, which is what all life is about. To be our essential selves, which means be your best self, always. And at least every day, make the intention that I will today be my best self. I will be my best self. Now, Ernest Holmes calls love the lodestone of life. The lodestone of life. And he said every truth student needs to have pulsating in them this energy of love, and it ought to be felt not only within the self, but everybody else around and about us should feel that pulsating love energy of life as we show up wherever we show up, as we're present wherever we are present. Because that's what we're called to. We have to have the understanding and the realization that the only reason why I'm in existence is because Spirit, somehow, the source of our being, chose to express itself individually as you, to know itself by means of you, to experience itself by means of you. And that's the only reason why anything is. so that spirit would have expression in and through the form that it created. The form that it created. So in other words, you and I could be all of God, and God is always all of us. We could be in eternal possibility. Now, our teaching is, I am so certainly not all of God, but God is certainly all of me, because God is all there is, and there is only God. But I am a very important and significant pulse in the life of spirit. I'm a very important and significant breath in the breath of spirit. I'm a very significant and important point of power through which spirit can express if I allow it. Now that's how empowered I am. That's how I have been given so much dominion over my life, that I have the capacity and the ability to express this much of the divine by means of me, or this much of the divine by means of me. And it's up to me. And so that's what we're into this month, in taking the beauty of that, the nature of that, the art form of that, the aesthetic of that, and going, wow, woohoo, wow. So it always boils down, again, as I was saying this morning, to the very same thing, no matter what's going on in our lives. When you and I wake up for half a second, what we're hearing is, look, kid, it's all about love. It's all about forgiveness. It's all about reconciliation. It's all about friendship and unity and harmony and all that would sing of the fact, the truth, that I know there's only one. God is, and God is all there is, and there is only God. And I'm thinking accordingly, feeling accordingly, behaving accordingly, showing up accordingly, because I know this. So basically all it is to say, let's catch the consciousness a little bit more deeply and a little bit more fully throughout our day of who I am and what I am and whose I am and why I'm here, to allow myself to be an open vessel for spirit to flow through in its own great, magnificent, wondrous expression. I am so not all this pettiness that I engage in when I over-identify with the humanity of myself and the human form of me. And we'll have to keep looking at this and looking at this and looking at this until we're blue in the face and hearing it over and over again until finally it drops. I am not just my humanity. I am so much more than that. As beautiful as my humanity is, I'm so not that. And consequently, I don't have to think of myself as that which is exterior, that which is engaged in the busyness of the embodiment all of the time, out there running around like an ant in a trance to get this and that and the other thing done, to get and get and get, and as I was saying this morning, to collect and collect and collect, to succeed and succeed and succeed, to advance and to advance and to go up this ladder, whatever this ladder is, until we reach the top. But in that game, we've learned you'll never reach the top. There's always a ladder higher than yours, and somebody else is on it, and somebody else is higher than you. By Jiminy Crickets, you're getting off this one, getting on that one, and going higher. That's just how it is, because that's success. And as you know, and as I know, any of us who've been in those games, it is so dissatisfying. And yet, the hunger and the thirst and the pulsation within us always is to reach deeper, 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 deeper into the unknown that calls us, into the unknown that we want to know, into the more that we say there has to be more. And in spite of all of our successes, and in spite of all of our good times, and in spite of our good experiences, isn't it amazing how still we're never, ever satisfied, and we're always somewhat unsettled, always somewhat edgy, unsettled, and I know that I haven't arrived. Now, I haven't arrived is a very human concept, and in fact, the understanding of myself as lacking is a very human concept. And in spite of all of our good intentions, in spite of our realizations of when we read it and when we see it and when we hear it and when we hear it within ourselves, we say yes to the good that is always there desiring to express us. we somehow or another don't seem to believe it, or don't believe that we ourselves are equal to that, or capable of that. Maybe she is, maybe he is, but no, not at the moment, not me. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. How many times have you felt, I'm not there yet? I'm not there yet. Maybe it's because indeed we have that core belief that I'm not yet complete, I'm not yet well enough, whole enough, able enough, holy enough, whatever that is, in order to relax and release and let go of all of the angst that so besets us. Why is it that we're not reaching our full potential? Because it's already present within us. There are all kinds of reasons for that. Maybe it's because of a terrible fear. Fear of what? Fear of failure or fear of success? Maybe it's simply laziness on our part, and we don't particularly want to take on the endeavor, because every time we start to take on the endeavor, we get to a point that we feel, oh, this is too much. I'm going to smell the coffee again. This is not what, I just can't do this. I just need to take a break from this, a rest from this. I'll come back to it later. Or perhaps it's because of another deep core belief that we truly feel about ourselves, that of low self-esteem. If there's still any semblance of low self-esteem within us, it's going to sabotage us up and down the yin-yang. There's no doubt about it. There's a feeling of incompleteness. There's a feeling of not being enough. There's a feeling of I'm not there yet, and I don't think I'll ever be there yet. I don't know that I'll ever be ready for the more of the fullness of life, in the sense that I'll be so aligned, I'll be so together, that I will be poised and at peace no matter what goes on around me or even within me. I will hold the fort. I will hold the peace. I will stay in repose. I will be that centered awareness of the moreness that life is, knowing it is not this, it is not this, it is not this. As they say in Sanskrit, as we say in Sanskrit, neti neti, not that, 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 neti neti, not that. And yet we own all the that's out there, and we say not this, that. That's what I am, not this. Now we have to stop that, because this understanding of low self-esteem is such a shadow, it's such a false concept, and yet you and I make it real in our lives, and it stops us and it blocks us from all that we are and can demonstrate being. Not all that we will be, but all that we are now and can demonstrate in our lives if we just simply relax, release, and let go and accept the who we are, the what we are, the whose we are. And understand that I'm so not my life's human experience, no matter how good it is, no matter how bad it is. I'm so not that. I am not that. I'm not here to climb any ladders. I'm not here to be in competition with anybody. I am not here to gain one-upmanship. I'm not here to be better than those. I'm not here for any of that. I'm here to allow Spirit to be itself by means of me. I'm here to be Spirit's own expression. What am I not getting about that? Why am I so distracted from that? What is stopping me and blocking me from being what I already am now? Now is the time. Now am I the child of God. Now am I as the God I'm told I am by other expressions of Spirit. Now. Why will I not believe that? Why am I not even open to believing that? Why am I still so caught up and hugging on to all the evidence that I keep telling myself and go to court on to prove it over and over again that I am not enough? Why is it that I support that I am not enough? Why do I come into agreement with that? Be ye perfect as your source is, said one of the greatest expressions of Spirit. Now, that invitation would not be extended if we were not equal to it and it couldn't be. if we could not believe and achieve it. It would not have been uttered. But no, is that what we choose to contemplate every day? What runs through our mind mostly every day? What is the landscape of our mind most days? Is it a wilderness? Is it a no man's land? Is it deeply in need of some gardening? What is that landscape like through the thoughts that I am thinking? What is the landscape of my emotional body like through the feelings I am feeling? What is the landscape of my body like because of what I'm thinking and feeling? And how is my soul chained and kept down through what I'm thinking and feeling? Think it, feel it, and it has to be so. You know it, and I know it, and yet we think and feel along the side of negativity and toxicity, even though we know better. And look, you and I do know better. No matter what we do, we've heard it, we've read it, we've seen it, we've heard it and heard it and heard it and heard it and heard it again. What's the resistance? What is that resistance that will not allow us to be what we are already? Spirit in expression. To whatever degree you and I allow that to happen, allow that to come through. It's amazing how, who told you? Who told you you were not good enough? Who told you you're lacking? Who told you you're insufficient? Was it yourself? Or some other or others? Was it an idea you heard or read? Who told you? Ask the question, who's telling me this rubbish, this non-truth? Is it myself? Or is it all the voices of those in my life until now who have caused me to react in a less than way because I believed what they said? Well, if that's still running around in your mind, in your heart, in your body, in your soul, it's time now to release it and let it go. Because you can tell yourself something new and something different, and you must, and so must I. Why? Because we are living in acute times now, very acute times. It's all hands on deck. This movement needs every mind and every heart knowing the truth, living the truth, speaking the truth, thinking the truth, feeling the truth, acting upon the truth. Because never before have we had the ability to just blow it all to bits. Never before have we had the ability to do great and good things out of the wonderful advancements we have made in technology, science, and everything else. But none of that matters if I haven't made any advancement in my spiritual understanding and awareness of life and living, and certainly my own unique aspect of it. Now, it's never too late in spirit. That's the beauty of grace. In an instant, things can change. And remember, all hands on deck now as we shift through a movement of consciousness. There's a shift in consciousness going on now. And depending upon how many of us are shifting toward the affirmative or not, will be the result of the outcome of it all. We are either going to come through this in magnificence and create a whole new day and a whole new dawn and a whole new world and a whole new expression of life and living, or the opposite of that. And I know which side I'm on, and I'm knowing it's the same side you're on because you're here in this room. So since we're all committed to that, let's pony up and measure up to the power and the magnificence and the grace that each one of us is and that flows through us, and that we can determine its expression and its flow and its direction through the thinking, through the feeling, through the being, through the doing. That's how it works. There's no other way. And this is the time, and it's the time now for you and for me to get it. And we're getting it. I'm knowing we're getting it. Every single thought counts. Every single feeling counts. Every single act counts. How we show up is counting all over, however we are, wherever you are, whether we're in our own homes or elsewhere. Every single movement that is your energy and mine is reflected in all of it and counts and counts and counts. So what are you going to keep identifying with? What am I going to keep identifying with? All the I cans? Am I still going to run through life through the seats of our I cans? Or are we going to start identifying with the truth of being? Start with what you already know. It has been said over and over again as reminders, as reminders, as reminders. This is what the source knows of you and what it knows of me. You have been fearlessly, magnificently, and wondrously made. You have been given everything you need in order to flourish and to thrive. There is no need for you to be worried or afraid, for I am with you, and I go before you always, and I prepare your way to be the magnificence that you are, the emanation of me. Did I not form you? Did I not knit you in your mother's womb awesomely and wonderfully? Did I not carve your name upon my hand? Did I not pull you into life? Did I not draw you by the cords of compassion? Did I not assure you that in my own awareness and presence and consciousness house will you dwell forever and ever? Did I not tell you to fear not? Did I not tell you, peace, be still? Did I not allow you the power and the presence and the magnificence to receive all of the gifts of my kingdom of consciousness? You already have them. Did I not give you everything that I could give you? All of it. Everything that I am, I have given you. There's no more to give to you. But now you have to wake up and give it to yourself. You have to wake up and respond to the greatness that you are, to the magnificence that you are, to the beauty that you are, to the essential nature that you are, to the art form that you are, to your amazing, phenomenalist, ecstatic, no matter what the appearances are, no matter the situations are, the conditions are. They're only situations, conditions, and facts that change all the time. Do not identify with the facts, but be identified with the truth that sets you free to be everything that you can be. And in being that, change this life, change this world, unify it, bring it together. Let it overcome what appears to be the awfulness and the terribleness that you look out to and into. But remember this, every truth student must see through the coldness, through the darkness, through the criticism, through the biases, through the prejudices, through the separation. Every truth student must move through all of that, absolutely undaunted and confident that good is always triumphant and love always overcomes, and through you and no other way. My dear ones, be the magnificence that you are. Be the light that you are. Ernest Holmes says, be the candle that you are, the candle of love and kindness and forgiveness and inclusion and unity and oneness, and know always the good, the God, the life, the light, and the love always wins out in the end and overcomes. You are the chosen. Be the chosen. You are the expression of the Most High. Be the expression of the Most High. You are the glorious and wondrous Prince of Peace. Be the Prince of Peace. Stand tall in your awareness that I am that I am, and I'm not that, and I'm not that, and I'm not this, and I'm not this, and I never was. All of the negativity I've ever thought about myself or anybody else did too. God is with you. Life is for you. The universe supports you, and all is well. and believing makes it so. Well, I believe, and I believe in you, and so it is.